Today, we want to welcome you to the world where the laws of physics are forgotten and common sense is absent. Here, you will find incredible wonders that make your head spin. Let's take a look at how nature has decided to play with our nerves and ordinary things take on a completely new meaning. You never know what's waiting for you around the corner, whether it's magic, a trick, or a dancing chair. Yes, that's right. Our world is full of secrets and surprises that can baffle any skeptic. Are you ready to embark on a journey to a place where everything that seemed impossible becomes reality? Then keep eyes glued on the screen. With legs like that, he should be going to the fashion show, not running around the streets. I wonder what it's like for a pigeon with such a feature. It doesn't fly high, but it performs a real masterclass in walking. Have you ever met such an unusual combo? The body of a lizard and the tail of a snake? It looks like nature has decided to play Frankenstein. As for me, this combination is not for the faint of heart, but how about you? Skeptics can twist their fingers at their temples, but here it is. This is a UFO, and it is not just hanging in the sky, but also blazing like a festive fireworks display. How can you not believe that we were visited by fans of bright effects from another planet? It seems that two trees in the forest decided to unite and firmly shake each other's hands with one long branch. Such a sight is quite strange and mysterious, as if the trees are playing their mysterious game. Opening a shell and discovering such a strange creature, what kind of feeling will you experience? You never know at what point you will see a falling meteorite. That's about how we see the beginning of the apocalypse. The fall of a meteorite looks more spectacular than any fireworks. Sometimes the moon comes much closer to the Earth than we imagined. The locals will definitely remember this landscape for a long time. It feels like the guy got to another planet. These mollusks began their experiments with electricity even before Nikola Tesla. It's probably the scariest fish we've ever seen. These are the rarest glass octopuses, and an almost completely transparent body provides them with an ideal disguise. Now you can say that you saw the sea devil. That's exactly what these stingrays are called. Even some pigeons have a difficult teenage period. Goats can climb trees just as well as cats. Sea urchins are usually associated with small prickly balls protected by their long spikes, but in the world of underwater wonders, there are urchins that also look like they came from another planet. Fractured tectonic plates have given mankind a fascinating gorge in the south of China. No, this is not a tsunami approaching the city, but extremely unusual clouds that made the locals nervous. How often do you see this in the sky? Amazingly, they can see day and night at the same time. But the lucky ones managed to see 3 suns in the sky at once. Sometimes the sun in a clear sky can be incredibly surprising. And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead. The Netherlands has never been famous for good weather, but the locals were definitely not ready for such a wind. If one claw reaches this size, then I would not like to see it in its entirety at all. Many paranormal researchers agree that hospitals are places where you can meet spirits because that's where death is constantly side by side with life. These frightening images were filmed at the Alberta Clinic in Canada. During one of his shifts, the guard saw that it was as if someone had moved into the wheelchair. It began to turn towards the man. This scared our hero so much that he ran away from the scene, and when he returned, the wheelchair became the most ordinary again. No less terrifying and chilling footage was filmed by an eyewitness in Brazil. A child's bicycle rides by itself, driven by boots. This video of an allegedly real mermaid from Poland has spread around the web. The 2-minute shoot begins with people in white suits surrounding a mysterious body on the riverbank. Then, the mysterious object is taken away in an unknown direction, but what happened later with the discovered mermaid, whose huge tail is clearly visible in the video, no one knows. A Reddit user posted a video from a surveillance camera in his father's yard. It shows 2 translucent ghosts slowly moving along a deserted road and then disappearing into the darkness. Disputes over the existence of Bigfoot still arise. To this day, various mystical videos appear on the web in which it is allegedly captured. If there are no invisible people, how can we explain these shots? So let's start the alchemy lesson. Here we turn ordinary minutes into magical moments, and let's be honest, who among us has not dreamed of one day becoming a magician who prepares magic potions? Before deciding to swim among such mysterious moving masses, it may be worth thinking twice. But don't panic, these are just Chilean algae that love to attract attention. What a find! This is a gun stuck in an old tree, as in the picture of an adventure novel. It seems that it has been lying there for so long that it has already managed to put down tree roots and become a part of a forest legend. Every ornate pattern here speaks for itself. Everything is thought out to the smallest detail. I wonder how much time and inspiration it took the master to create such perfection. One can only guess and admire.
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
This daring motorcyclist conquers the rock at such an angle that it seems as if he does not know what gravity is at all. Or maybe he just decided that gravity is for those who can't fly on two wheels. This crazy costume sets a strange tone to everything that is happening, but the constant jumping adds even more absurdity. It seems that someone has decided to turn reality into the scene of an absurd show. We have already met trees from which water gushes from the trunks, but to have water flowing from such high and spreading branches is just something new. Maybe it's a special kind of waterfall tree. Nature, you know how to surprise us. Such a natural anomaly that every fisherman dreams of. Sometimes autumn can literally come to you. I don't know what kind of glow it was in the night sky, but it was certainly not a star falling. Maybe these are secret experiments or greetings from a neighboring galaxy. In any case, it has something mystical and damn interesting. Despite the anxiety, such a sunset looks incredibly impressive. People here definitely don't have problems with vitamin D. The sun's rays covered the asphalt with hundreds of jellyfish. A tree burning from the inside can be a consequence of a strong lightning strike.
Move.
To see such a colony of bats in Brazil is extremely impressive. By the way, they can reach speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour and are the fastest animals on Earth.
Anyway, our bats didn't go all the way to Corpus Christi, but the San Antonio bats went to Corpus Christi, and our bats went to the San Antonio bats. It's a massive operation every night. To eat.
In Africa, people came across something truly incredible. It was a snakeskin 21 meters long. Can you imagine its owner? Is this a snake or a future participant in the Olympic Games in gigantism? Who's to say that fish can only swim? These babies don't have legs, but they manage to move so gracefully as if they took a walking course from Freddie Mercury himself. Sometimes nature can look better than any computer graphics. There is no exact explanation for why one day the river turned bright green. How could so many shells appear in one place? In case you thought cyclopes only existed in myths.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
It's hard to believe that this baby became the prototype of the xenomorph from the Alien. It is difficult to explain the accumulation of jellyfish in one place, but it looks incredibly impressive. They're lined up in a row and so obediently walking one after another along a deserted street that it becomes a little creepy. It's like some kind of mysterious ritual in a deserted city. What is this dancing stick on 4 legs? Nature has clearly decided to experiment with shapes and movement. It's amazing how it finds new ways to amaze and amuse us at the same time. Here is a case where common sense and logical explanation simply can't help us. It looks like they decided to leave us alone with this puzzle. What an amazing sight, wouldn't you agree? Our world is a box of unique things where every moment hides its mystery. Sometimes it seems that the more we see, the more secrets remain unsolved. A very strange and aggressive animal has been spotted in a garden in Stourbridge, England, looking like a hybrid of a rat, a frog, and a bat. Netizens suggested that it could be a Chinese hybrid bat.
Okay. Just Ma! Ma! Ah, the fucking thing's moving! Ah! What the fuck is that thing? It's a fucking bat! It's got the...
A very strange cloud has been spotted over the municipality of Dali, Yunnan in China. A video showing a UFO flying past a small private plane is now widely posted on social media. It was filmed in March of 2023 over the Antioquia region of Colombia. When viewed in slow motion, the object appears to have a metal surface and looks like a typical UFO, only turned on its side. A farmer filmed a strange mystical creature that looks like a goat. It was watching him cautiously from behind the bushes. After zooming it in, it became noticeable that the creature's head looked more like a human's, not a goat's. A policeman from Alaska captured a strange flashing object in the sky, which was motionless for a while and then suddenly split into 2 parts. This camera captured a strange creature in the sky. This happened a day after the so-called bloody eclipse of the moon happened. After this, as experts say, monsters and paranormal creatures climb out to our world. A mysterious UFO-like object was filmed in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan. Having risen to a height and focused on the beauty of the city of Kolpanata, the author of the video came across an amazing sight. The object caught on camera made me think, what is this UFO-like phenomenon? Residents of Cincinnati, USA are concerned about the strange phenomena that they had to observe. Videos from alarmed eyewitnesses pop up online, which depict glowing balls floating in the air. This is the miracle of the Dragon's Eye after the melting of spring snow that appeared in Kagamanam on the top of Mount Hachimantai in Japan, which is located between the Iwate and Akita prefectures. Has it fallen into some kind of bird coma? It feels like someone has pressed the pause button in the life of a feathered creature. Strange behavior, or rather, its complete absence. The girl staged a real performance on the street with the help of her magic trick and knew exactly how to puzzle the audience. Passers-by are still trying to figure out what kind of trick they just participated in.
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
This is a giant mushroom, a shocking one. It's so huge that a whole company can hide under it from the rain, and there is enough space for everyone. Nature has clearly decided to discover a new kind of umbrella. This landscape is so surreal that its place is more in the world of dreams than on the map of the Earth. It's hard to believe that such a miracle of nature can be seen with your own eyes. Huge ice balls fell on a Chinese farm directly from the sky, breaking through the greenhouse like comets. Is it worth being afraid? Well, unless you wait for real icebergs to fall from the sky. Let's be honest, which one of you decided to experiment with your toothbrush tonight? I know it looks weird, but curiosity is the most important thing, isn't it? What is this bubbling jacuzzi right in the middle of the forest? It feels like the forest spirits have decided to arrange a spa day off with a hydro massage. Even though the rails on the screen may look ominous, commuter trains definitely won't run to hell. They just warm up the wheels to keep them from freezing. There is no dark magic, just taking care of trains. These iron horses also sometimes need a warm blanket. Now we're faced with a situation in which there are a lot of questions and there are no answers at all. Yes, it happens. We can only guess and hope that the solution will come by itself. The train created such a spectacle that it's hard not to think, isn't it magical and comes straight from Hogwarts? It seems that magic is about to sparkle and the familiar sound of a magic wand will be heard from somewhere. This fiery orange plume once appeared in the sky over Florida, hovering over the city like a scene from some kind of space blockbuster. So, who made a movie about an alien invasion here? Look at the soap foam. It's spinning on the floor like a dancing mini tornado. It feels like it's preparing a personal hurricane in the world of cleanliness. Who knew that soap could throw such a party with storm effects? Of course, you might think that people are participating in some kind of massive flash mob, but still, it looks strange, even too mysterious. It's like there's something going on behind the scenes that we haven't been able to understand yet. It seems that the birds decided to just draw in the sky. The guy decided to feed the stingrays as if they were his pets.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
The blue dragon is a clam, and it's a great reason to buy an aquarium. A lake in Romania that looks like a latte from your favorite coffee shop. Nature itself is capable of creating works of art. Even an ordinary trip to the beach turned into a spectacular show. Have you ever tried to get a dandelion? This is real magic. Fluffy umbrellas turn into mysterious drops like an enchanted flower in the hands of a wizard. Watch the water pouring out of the pickup truck as if someone had opened a mobile fountain right on the road. It attracts our gazes while the desire to help the car dry out arises. It's time to call rescuers or admire them. Well, why not? Time on the road can be spent usefully. One can surprise passengers and play with a magic ball. Who said that magic is appropriate only on stage? It looks no worse on public transport. Hundreds of drones in the air create a spectacle no less impressive and mysterious than the brightest fireworks. This dance of technology has its own special magic. This is a real light show straight from the future. After encountering giant crabs on the coast, I will now think 10 times before entering the water. What if they're already waiting there with their claws open? Well, you know, it's better to check twice. How such a smooth ice circle formed on the surface of the channel has remained a mystery. Sometimes we don't even imagine what lost civilizations the ocean holds. Who was able to pull out a 6-meter or 19-foot tree like a branch? Sometimes a forest looks like an independent living organism.
What an incredible footage! We always strive to choose the best content for you.
We found the most unusual fountain in Montenegro. The fact is that periodically water begins to actively flow from this tree. As it turned out, the reason for this is the groundwater, which found an outlet here during heavy rains. Sometimes unexplained circles appear not only in the fields, but also on the ice. Only a pond with bioluminescence can give you such an effect. Such a trampoline may appear after a strong earthquake. It looks like people are under special protection here. Sometimes nature itself knows how to emphasize the architecture of the city. Sometimes even the most harmless insects can look a little scary. Looking at these teeth, you no longer want to go into any body of water. Why does the tree look so much like a huge ghost? What kind of stone is this that doesn't want to sink in any way? Maybe it's on a diet and just ate too light? Or maybe we have some kind of magical artifact in front of us. I don't even know which secret bar she trained in, but pouring drinks from such a distance is something out of this world. I think I found someone who knows exactly what remotely prepared cocktails are. Once in Mexico, the sky above the hill turned fiery orange and flashed so that it seemed as if an extraterrestrial disco had begun there. Maybe the aliens decided to look at Earth and wave at us from afar. No fewer questions are raised by this video, in which a plastic bucket simply levitates in the air. Dogs are always more sensitive to ghosts than humans. In this footage shot in Texas, the dog is trying to catch something invisible, but as you approach, you can notice a strange silhouette. This unusual spider is terrifying, but there's a reason for this. It is infected with a fungal infection in its final stage. Two strange objects were filmed over the sky in Paraguay in February 2024. Ufologists have not been able to explain their appearance or comment on it in any way. Strange holes in the clouds were noticed in the sky over Florida. UFOs were blamed for everything, as always. However, the reason actually lies in the planes. Clouds of this shape are formed when airplanes fly through high beam clouds or clusters of small clouds formed at an altitude of 2 to 7 kilometers. Some animals are so unique that in order to believe in their existence, you need to see them firsthand. Over Poland, an airplane passenger captured on camera something unique. Was it a stone? Can it be a UFO? What do you think is going on in these frames? Share your opinion in the comments below. Can you imagine a situation where you're watching the recordings from your cameras and see a real ghost? What's that? Is it a complex trick or a superpower? Ghost hunting enthusiasts filmed a ghost in one of the abandoned churches in England. A strange glowing object streaks across the sky, leaving eyewitnesses perplexed. If you think that this is just a simple branch, then you are wrong. In these pictures, you can see perhaps the most unusual spring that you've ever seen. The water is pouring right out of the stone.
So much water is coming out of the rocks.
Can there be two suns at the same time? Have you ever seen such an optical illusion? In this video shot in Mexico, it is noticeable how a white balloon filled with helium spontaneously moves from the coffin towards the inconsolable mother of a 10-year-old boy who died of leukemia.
Before watching similar videos, it would be great to buy some sedative pills. One needs nerves of steel here.
During the hike, a tourist took strange tentacles into the water under the roots of trees. What's that? Is it a plant or an animal? You can't call it anything else but an invasion of monsters. These are horseshoe crabs, demonic creatures that have inhabited the planet for more than 4 million years. Many strange and exotic creatures inhabit the coastal areas of New Zealand. In fact, it is a perennial plant called spinifex. Can a tree be so flexible? In fact, these sheets of paper are stacked on top of each other and then glued together in a honeycomb structure, which gives the sculptures full flexibility and strength. You would probably be as surprised as this tourist if you came across such a strange tree. This is the surprise that awaited the farmer who decided to check the herd at night. In this case, everyone manages to survive. It seems that the dog has become numb and will not move. Now look at how strangely these bees move. It's like they are being led by an invisible conductor. How did he do it? Is it a clever trick or a superpower? I'm even afraid to guess what kind of creature is in front of us. Had the nightmare escaped from our dreams? But one thing is for sure, it's really creepy. A creature similar to a dragon, a shaggy snake 60 centimeters long, was discovered in Thailand. Do you think monsters only exist in horror movies? In fact, our planet is full of strange and frightening creatures that seem to have come straight out of nightmares. In these shots, you can see a very unusual plant, which is a giant green anemone. This worm looks no less unusual. In addition, this harmless creature is terrifying with its whole appearance. It's better not to wander in dark places at night. You never know what kind of creatures might be waiting for you there. After all, you don't want to accidentally run into some creepy night dweller, right? What is this, a show? Or some kind of ritual? In my opinion, a person with a weak mind can definitely feel uncomfortable at the sight of this picture. It is impossible to explain what we see in these frames. Is it a mummified anaconda or a wooden mystical installation? What an inventor our Mother Nature is. But when creating this frightening creature, it seems it was clearly under the influence of creepy bedtime stories. It's like it decided to add a little horror to its collection of wonders. The cemetery is perhaps the most eerie place from the point of view of mysticism and paranormal phenomena. What you see in these frames is difficult to either confirm or deny. Sometimes the behavior of animals is not only puzzling, but also confusing and shocking, and makes you think about the mysteries of nature. Some invisible force is pushing the chair through the air. No, it's not a hurricane, and no, wind has nothing to do with it. Maybe mysticism is involved here, or did the ghost decide to fool around a little? With such experiments, we would definitely never miss physics lessons. The invasion of birds looks like a real curse. When you get two for the price of one. It has already become clear to everyone that nothing will help this fish. Its time is up. But it was only necessary to lower it into the water as if someone had pressed the reset button. Who would have thought that water works as a magical elixir? How the two of them even managed to fit into such a small glass thing is mind-boggling. As you can see, they found a way to be friends in conditions of lack of space.
If you haven't liked this episode yet, now is the best time to do it.
mountain peaks not burning in a fire, an amazing combination of clouds and sunny days. Isn't it great that there is a transparent boat here? It can become your own window to the underwater world. It looks incredible, doesn't it? It's almost like swimming in an aquarium, but without getting wet. This old footage, shot in the jungles of the Congo, captures a real monster spider with a terrifying appearance. Have such spiders ever existed, or is it a result of the imagination of naturalists? Is it a waterfall, spring, or forest spirit? What is hidden behind the water miracle tree and animal in Germany? The struggle between good and evil does not stop for a second. Is this an ordinary draft, or the games of otherworldly forces? This surveillance camera recorded the mystical events. At some point, a ghostly creature appears in the frame. Many skeptics suggest that computer graphics and video editing techniques were used to create the video. The video, which has gone viral on the internet, shows a man holding a plastic water bottle in his backyard, which turns to ice in just a few seconds. This is how extreme sub-zero temperatures work. It is unclear how this old Volkswagen ended up on a tree, but the installation looks very original.
Even though our episode is almost over, we would like to cheer you up and let you know that a new one will be released soon. Don't forget to click the bell so as to not miss it.